Alright guys, I'm back. On the back here, hopefully you remember how to do these. Hopefully you did these on your own. I gave you kind of an easy one to set up. On the quiz on Friday, I'll have some like this, and I'll also have some that are systems. So make sure you kind of review your systems. It's hard to find those in the textbook, but maybe you review the notes on the systems we did the other day. So simple first step: you square both sides. Duh, you all know how to do that. Collect everything to one side, and it turns into a nice, beautiful quadratic. I moved everything to the right side, and I flipped it around. Should make sense, though. Zero's on one side. It is factorable. I was nice to you on this problem. -10, +3, which gives you two different roots on here. This root, of course, is -3. This root is +10. Now, those are your values of b. You plug those back in to see if they actually work. A lot of times the negative does not work. If you plug in -3 here, you get, what, -21? 30 minus 21 is 9. The square root of 9 is 3. And of course over here we're plugging in, we get -3, so that does not work. Maybe the 10 works. 10 times 7 is 70. 70 plus 30, 100. The square root of 100 is 10. So in this case, the -3 does not work, the 10 does work. Jump into the other problem, apparently. Don't make the mistake of squaring this side of the equation. Don't make the mistake tomorrow on the quiz either. I don't want to grade that problem wrong on all of your papers. So before you square both sides, isolate this radical. Move the 2 to the other side. So this is really k plus 2. Other thing you might make a mistake on, this is a little more complicated than this because you're squaring a binomial. A binomial times a binomial, as all of you know, is a trinomial. So that's k plus 2 times k plus 2. You get a nice trinomial. Move the k over, move the 12 over. You get something like that. K squared plus 3k plus 16. Factors of 16 add up to 3. All of you know those in your head. The factors of 16 add up to 3. Exactly. You can't factor it. Got to go quadratic formula on this baby. So it's not that it's not solvable. It's just that it's not factorable. So quadratic formula is -b. I don't know why the heck my animation's all out of order. -b, so -3, plus or minus b squared, which is 9, minus 4 times a times c. This is 4 times a, which is 1, times 16, 64. Now you can write this to the 1/2 power if you want, because we love exponents with fractions now, or you can keep the square root on there. I don't care which one you do. And it's all over 2a, which in this case is just 2. And hopefully there's bells going off, there's sirens flashing here, something's wait a minute, you can't, this is against the law, it's against the rules here. You can't take the square root of a negative, so in this case there is no solution. Now again, there'll be systems tomorrow on the problems you do tomorrow, so you'll have to be able to graph something like this. And it won't look like this, it'll be two different equations like, y equals k minus square root of k minus 12 minus 2. So think about the two things where this is shifted. This is shifting the graph, let's see, right 12, and this is shifting it down 2. So I'm just going to estimate here, right 12 and down 2 moves my curve over here. And of course, y equals x, I'm going to call this like y equals x. It'll be a system tomorrow for at least one of the problems. Would just be a line through the origin. And you can see they don't intersect. This is going to keep going up, this is going to keep going up, but this will never catch up to each other. So you might have one solution, you might have two solutions, you might have no solution. So just a quick refresher again on the graphing. I'm going to talk through these quickly. Great time to pause and try these on your own. Also find domain and range on each one of these, which is related to where you move the graph. Hopefully you can quickly go, oh yeah, that's moving it left, and that's moving it down. So you got this curve that's 4 to the left and down 1. And your domain just changed. You realize your domain doesn't exist down here. It's only numbers bigger than -4 or equal to -4. Again, it's directly related to that. And the range is nothing below here. So its value is only bigger than -1 or equal to -1. This one here moved the graph 3 to the right. This moved it 2 up. So it's 3 to the right and up 2. It's somewhere like that. And again, your domain is numbers that exist only to the right of this graph, so only to the right of 3, including 3. And the range is only above +2, including 2. So I'd say y values greater than or equal to 2. So domain and range directly reflected in these two problems on here. Range is a little tougher to find, but I would never throw anything at you that's too tough. So lots of time to work on this in class. I'm not telling the sub to collect this in class, but I am telling him to help you guys out in class. This is mainly the stuff with fractional exponents. That way you'll have time tonight to study, look over your notes. We're done with Chapter 11. Everything's covered. So next week sometime we'll take a test, start reviewing everything, I guess, in the unit. I'll see you Friday. Be ready for this quiz. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it.